Hello, folks. I spilt my drink moments before it was time to go live. So, just trying to get everything cleaned up. I'm not altogether set here. My headphones are still a little wet. So is my controller. Just kind of getting everything thrown together. Controller. Getting everything dried off. Okay, I think we're good. And we are here to rank puzzle games for the Game Boy. Sorry about the noise. And this week we are playing a very interesting game. This is Nontan to Issho Kuru Puzzle, which translates to Nontan and Friends Round and Round Puzzle. And so I was looking at this game and I was thinking to myself, this is a very distinct looking main character. I wonder if this game is based on an existing property. And so while I was getting ready, I did a little searching, and turns out, yes, this character is based on a series of children's picture books in Japan. On this character, Nontan, he's described as a mischievous little cat who learns lessons and goes on very child-friendly adventures and what have you. I've played a little bit of this before, and honestly, it's actually pretty good. So, but with all that, I'm just trying to again collect myself in the aftermath of spilling pop all over my desk. Let's just jump right on over and get this thing started. It's published by Victor. Again, according to Wikipedia. I'm going to turn that down a little. Very upbeat music, I like it. Apparently, according to Wikipedia, this game was developed by Game Freak, the Pokemon people. So, it is quality. It is a quality game. So we got game type A and B. Not sure what the difference is. Well, there'll be time for all three musical styles here. Okay, so the gist of it is, it seems like we can't rotate. Well, we can rotate. We flip each piece. Each piece has two sides. So you get like an apple and an apple core, a little fish, and then fish bones. And so it's your basic match 3. And we put this here. Yeah, it follows gravity. Here. Okay, so you really only need to match 2. I mean, I guess that tracks. This is a game for kids. So now here we can match those when he's going to drop down, but now he's flipped the wrong way to match with the other, I think they're owls. Little frogs. So my suspicion here is that the difficulty isn't going to ramp up all that much. You know, again, based on this being a game for small children. It doesn't matter, I don't think. Oh, when I flip this one around, there's a bee on the other side. We'll have to see what the deal is with that. Maybe I should be flipping these pieces more than I am just to see what's on the other side of them. Still haven't seen another bee, though. Oh, we got another Nontan head. I wonder if some of those other pieces might just be like rewards for, you know, doing something neat. Okay. Nontan doesn't like it when the stack gets too close to the top. Ah, we got two bees now. I don't know what that did. Seemingly nothing. Once again, Nontan's not too happy with me for getting up close to the stack. He's just gonna have to learn that sometimes that's life. You still don't know what the bees do. You know, I'm not going to try to convince anyone here that this is like a masterpiece or some classic that you've never heard of. But this is way better than it has any right to be. Interesting, the bees didn't disappear when the Nontan head cleared out. Yeah, if I were a small child and I found out there was a game based on my favorite picture book character and it was this game, I'd be pretty happy with this. You know, and not just in a, you know, kids will like anything sort of way. Like this does feel like a decent quality game. Again, simple. Okay, so it seems like the bees are just worth a lot of points. Possibly because they're a little harder to clear off the board. Hey, Right Mood. We are playing Nontan to Issho Kuru Kuru Puzzle. This is a video game based on a series of children's picture books in Japan. And they got Game Freak, which is the Pokemon people, to develop it. You're pretty close. Yeah, Tetris with animals is not too far off. So they're both frogs. I guess we'll go with that guy. Oh, who's this fella? But basically, we can't rotate the pieces. All we can do is flip them. And they sort of have different sort of icons on either side. So you see here, fish bones, fish. And we got the little froggy character, who I assume is a character from the books. And you sort of have him facing front, facing back. And this little owl, the apple and apple core. Yeah, traumatic for the fish. Yeah, he doesn't seem to mind. At any rate, I'm probably going to have to take a deliberate loss at some point just to see what the other gameplay mode is like. How are things? You know, all told, things are better than they've been. I'll leave it at that, but yeah, things are good right now. Oh wow, that's good to hear. And it sounds kind of rough. Oh yeah, that's just game over. This goes to a kill screen. Maybe it does. It's hard to say. Again, it's a game for It's a game for very small children, so the difficulty doesn't ramp up all that much. So who's to say, like, if you played it for 10 hours straight or something, maybe it would start to glitch out. I want to see what Game B is, how it differs, and also... I'm going to switch over to this music. Okay, so we can still only rotate. But it looks like... Okay, yeah, so this is... It wants me to kind of specifically clear that one B off the board. So then this inevitably begs the question, is there like a gameplay mechanic that you have to interact with in order to get the B to appear? Oh, there's one. If I put him there, and we clear out the owl. Oh, there's another B. Not that it matters. Just looking for some fish bones. Oh, we got another. Oh, again, I'm not entirely clear on kind of the specifics of the mechanics here. I think it's remove all B's level complete. I mean, that would make sense. Because it's definitely... like, they're sort of flashing and it's like making very clear indication that I should be paying attention to them. but I can't remove them until I get a match for them. And I don't know if that's random or if there's an underpinning mechanic that determines that. And you may be shocked to discover that documentation on this game in the English-speaking internet is not particularly comprehensive. Yeah, well, it's sort of the double conundrum of one being only Japanese and two being, you know, a game based on a children's property. There, that's all the bees. That took a bit. There, if we do this... No, I agree. It looks good, it sounds good. Oh, great, you can just jump right back into it. Oh, if I put this here, and they'll drop, and then it'll clear. Oh, and look at this. Look at this. Because as soon as that apple gets out of the way, those two bees are going to connect on their own. Even though starting with two of them was probably supposed to make that a little more tricky. Yeah, clearly this game was the inspiration for Nier Automata. If we drop him down here, so that's those three. Okay, I think I got it. Check this out. Yeah, I suspect the reason it kept going afterwards was just because, you know, it was going to let the cascade play out so you'd get all your bonus points. And so now we start with more garbage on the board to begin with. Well, the bunnies are bonus pieces, and I think he's supposed to be a cat. Also, I'm pretty sure he's a cat. Alright, where'd that window go? Children's books written... Nontan is a mischievous little kitten who likes to play and learn about the world around him. Yeah, so he's a cat. He does look like a bunny in the in-game graphics. He looks more like a kitten in the pictures on Wikipedia. And now I can't find the chat window. What did I do this time? Give me a second. Pop out chat window. There it is. Yeah, he definitely looks like a bunny. Like, especially there where he's kind of sleeping. Little ears flopped over and whatnot. We're in trouble. We're in slightly less trouble now, but still trouble. Match those. Alright, I think we're back down to just the 1B. Oh wait, no, we can't put that there. I think this is it. We're out. Okay, so and we get different characters, so we get to levels. Oh, maybe it is a bunny. Okay, no, you might be right, because there's Nontan, and then here's Cat, here's Bunny, and then we get to here, and that's looks like a bear or maybe a tanuki, a pig, and that guy. Yeah, these are clearly two different characters. They just look very similar. Might be a Game Boy screen thing. Let's crank this up to level 25 and see if it's actually more challenging. Well, the pieces are moving... They are moving faster. So there's that. Oh, they're kind of picking it up now. And it's slowed down again. Alright, so if I had to guess... My sort of suspicion here... Oh, wait, no, it's speeding up again. Because they definitely cycle through the characters. I'm just wondering if maybe they avoid the kill screen by having the game sort of loop around. No, it seems like it speeds up gradually as you get closer to clearing a stage. Oops. Excuse me a moment. All right. Yeah, so this is probably the point where the difficulty maxes out. And... yeah, so... probably no kill screen, in that sense. Okay, yep, the character swapped over, and so we got the bunny again. I like to imagine that somewhere out there there's like a Nontan superfan who is like absolutely furious with me for getting those two characters mixed up. That would be the internet. No kidding. Yeah, I am absolutely not going to be Googling Rule 34 Nontan. I don't need to see that. But, yeah, I'm going to say we've pretty much seen everything there is to see here, so let's put it on the board. Here we are. So that was a game that could never happen over here. The thought of it, you know, I'm trying to think of like a good point of comparison. Would be like if they hired Way Forward to make a game based on Caillou, and the game was legitimately good. It's just wild. Yeah, the Dr. Mario that is a good comparison. We haven't gotten to Dr. Mario yet. That one's probably going to rank pretty high. If I had to pick out a flaw, I'm not sure, again, how the sort of bonus pieces come into play. So like the heads of the characters, those are bonus pieces. And if you don't see them coming, they kind of get in the way. And same thing with the bees. Well, I think even with Dr. Friedenstein, you'd be targeting at least a slightly older audience. So, but again, I don't know. Like it just, you know, it was an existing property. I guess they'd made an anime based on the books around this time, and so they hired Game Freak to make the game. And this would have been before Pokemon, so Game Freak were not a well-known company yet. But I mean, they made a legitimately good puzzle game. It is a little simple. But I mean, they're aiming for a quite... You thought I meant to... That would be awesome. I don't have many memories of Frightenstein. My sister loved that show when we were kids. She remembers it very fondly. But yeah, like, this is just kind of a surprise overall, just for... Like I said, I'd played this game before. There's also a Super Famicom version. The Super pretty much the same game, but with color. And I had a suspicion that it was based on a property, but I didn't know what. And a Super Famicom would be a Super Nintendo, and Famicom was NES. It's short for Family Computer. Is it? I'm just kind of surprised knowing what the property was. Yep, Service Games. And funny enough, Nintendo, it translates to like leave fate to God or something. The saying doesn't quite translate, but it's sort of a, like what we would say here, let the chips fall where they may. Because of course Nintendo made playing cards before they got into other things. Yeah. But anyway, Nontan no Issho, definitely better than Square Deal and Cool Ball. We'll just jump up and say it's better than Bust-A-Move 2, Arcade Edition. But again, only because that game on the Game Boy doesn't quite work. Better than Boulder Dash, better than Stop That Roach, better than Word Zap. It's not as good as Tetris. I shall be so bold. It's not as good as that Game Boy version of Same Game. It's better than Sanrio Carnival, which is, again, another puzzle game based on a property, which turned out to be surprisingly better than you'd expect. And then we have our little block here of Boxel, Boxel 2, and Amazing Tater, which are all similar to one another, but very different from this. And I think it's more accessible. It's definitely more accessible, probably more accessible than all three, but Boxel 1 is at least a bit friendlier than Boxel 2. So it's going to go up here. New number 4. And I think we're going to run out of space here. Yeah, just runs off the page just a little bit. Here, if we maybe... Kuru. There, just barely. Nontan to Issho, Kuru puzzle. Nontan and friends, round and round puzzle. Yeah, just, again, solidly made game. Of course, very reputable company making it. Maybe a little simple. I'm not holding that against it, necessarily. And that is going to be me for this evening. I'm going to look for someone to raid here. Let's see who's on. The name sounds familiar. Let's see, wandering. Newbie is playing some kind of retro achievements thing. Back fun times. Yeah, we'll hop in here with Wandering Newbie, who is playing Metal Max Returns. And you know, right, I made the same mistake when Armitage 3 came out, the anime. Armitage 3, I thought, like, well, I haven't seen Armitage 1 or 2, I won't be able to follow. And I didn't realize that like it was part of the title. And yeah, but I will of course be back tomorrow night with some live improvised music. I will be back on Saturday night with some more music production. If you get the chance, Right Mood, you're always more than welcome. It is just such a great pleasure to hear from you again. I kind of miss you when you're gone. And sorry to hear about your injury. I'm glad to hear you're recovering. And yeah, so was there anything else? I mean, I got my 2 YouTube channels, bunch of crap on there. New album, Hello Normal. It's been out for, well, since February, I guess. I just put out a video today doing a complete listen of Hello Normal, which was an album came out 10 years ago to this day exactly, so I re-listened to it and was not as embarrassed as I thought I would be. And yeah, I already went through all the stuff. So yeah, thanks again for coming by. Thanks for hanging out and chatting and keeping me company. It's always nice. I just really appreciate all the support. And as always, I do in fact hope to see you next time. So bye for now.